Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Weekly Entertainment. Welcome back for another week of Madcap Mayhem and broadcast journalism. I am your host, and we have a lot to get to today. We have a very special guest, Mr. Donald Lee. He's a local artist, and he specializes in sci-fi, horror, fantasy, you name it, and his artwork is absolutely incredible. Now, we get a lot of applications to be on the show, and I sift through all of them and look for the absolute best. And I like art. I don't know art, but I know what I like, and his work will blow you away. So you want to stay tuned for Donald Lee. Okay, we'll get to him shortly, but we have a couple news stories tonight. That's me, that's the host, and the website, if you too want to be a guest on the show, is weeklyentertainment.org. All right, there we go. And let's see, People Magazine has come out with their special edition issue of the most beautiful person in the world. Can we have a look at that? Let me get that up on the screen. Well, in the meantime, let me talk about the personal appearance I have coming up tonight while we're waiting for the People's Most Beautiful issue. I'm going to be at the Bench Pub in Livonia. I know you're seeing this 2 weeks after the fact, but we will be doing more in the future, so pay attention to the website and the Facebook page, and you too can find out where I'm going to be appearing, because I'm going to be at the Bench Pub on 5 Mile in Livonia, and we're going to be giving away, oh, there it is, the People's Most Beautiful Woman. That's Gwyneth Paltrow there. Now, there's been a lot of controversy regarding this because a lot of people don't seem to agree with it, and some people think it's just tying into Iron Man 3. And I think I can definitely agree with that. I mean, I saw the first Iron Man, and she is quite beautiful. But in my opinion, I think Amanda Knox is much better looking if you really look closely at that cover. I mean, Amanda Knox is just smoking. Well, moving right along. Again, the personal appearance. Oh, one more. Yeah, I even came up for the most beautiful woman in the world. Can we show that picture? Let's see what our art department came up with. There it is. Yeah, I didn't think that would rear its ugly head again. But okay, I will be at the Bench Pub tonight in Livonia. We're going to be giving away T-shirts and signed books by Carol Teagarden. And I'd like to thank my our gracious host, Carson Randolph, who's also the owner of PickGuy.com. They specialize in custom guitar picks. So if you're a musician, you need a custom artwork on your picks, he's the one you want to call. So a huge thanks to Carson Randolph, and we're going to have footage. And so watch the Facebook page for my next personal appearance, and we will see you there. Well, coming up next, Donald Lee. All right, welcome back to Weekly Entertainment, your source for Madcap Mayhem and broadcast journalism. All right, well, let's just jump right into this. I'd like to welcome my very special guest, local artist. I mean, like I said in the intro, it takes a lot to impress me, and we get a ton of applications to be on the show, and this guy's art just blew me away, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Donald Lee. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, I am Donald Lee, and I thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a major pleasure to have you on the show. Now, I posted an ad on Craigslist, and you contacted us
Yes.
through the website and everything, and sent me an example of your work. And I mean, how do you come up? I mean, it's just amazing. I can't draw, and how do you come up with such amazing stuff?
A lot of the ideas, well, I get my ideas from everything.
Okay.
Some of them date way back to high school. Others
Okay.
I get from random images. Sometimes I look at different weird stuff, like the floor, for example, and I'll start seeing different images in the floor and different images. And
Oh wow.
sometimes
Okay.
I start my works and I start them and I don't really know what they are first, but then they start to become something, and I keep going and they eventually turn into something.
So you don't start with an idea already in mind. Like you don't have it pictured in your head what the finished
Not
piece is going
all
to look
the
like.
time. It all depends. Sometimes I work from a reference image. Sometimes if I'm trying to get like a political point across or a philosophical point, I will start from a reference image, but that might evolve into something else. So that's how that works.
Incredible. So, you know, 'cause like I said, I have no really artistic ability. You know,
No.
I've dabbled in it, which leads me to another point. What tips would you give to somebody who wants to start making art and doesn't think they can, or what?
Practice and practice and practice.
Okay.
All you have to do is practice. Everybody can become a good artist, it just takes time. That's what I'll say. Some people have perhaps a better ability to begin with. Some people have different mind setups and different organizational processes that might help them. But fundamentally, everybody can be a good artist if they put the time into it.
Okay, so how did you start on your road to being an artist?
Back in high school,
Okay.
I guess because I liked the people in the art room.
Okay.
They were interesting, they had good ideas, and they were strange. And that strangeness attracted me, so I kept going to the art room, and then I started doing artwork and trying to see what I could do and tried to get my points across the best way I knew how.
Okay, so this all started when you were in high school. Now, before then, did you know, were you always into art, always painting or drawing with crayons?
Really?
Or, okay.
Most of my stuff started around high school. Like, in
Oh.
fact, I'd say maybe 10th grade, 11th grade, really.
Okay.
Not much really before that. I mean, I didn't have a horrible abilities back then, but I didn't have great. I didn't even do anything with it. It was just kind of, I mean, I could do simple stuff, but that's about it. I didn't
Okay.
really try to be an artist. At first, when I was really young, I wanted to be a scientist and
Oh,
things
wow.
like that.
Okay.
And
I think we all did. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
I wanted to
everybody,
be a
you
scientist
know,
and go work for NASA.
going,
and-
I remember going, you know, digging for fossils in the backyard and breaking rocks open and things like that. High school, I started getting into the arts, and I liked it. It was fun, so I kept taking the art classes.
Interesting. I kind of went the same direction, except not the art room. I was in the what do you call dramatic arts? So I was into plays and things like that. You know, I was in Greece and was in Great Gatsby, which is actually a movie coming out now. Yeah, I was in all those, and it was fun. Probably because I couldn't draw, so I figure I can ham it up on stage and act, and it's landing me jobs like this and then stand-up comedy and things like that. But I can see how you kind of hone your interests, and it seems like high school is a major place in order to, in a way, develop that.
Yes, some of my, I'll say fundamental philosophies started
Okay.
back then, and
Right.
and they've evolved and continued. And I must say, I don't really have my ideas about the world and have evolved,
Right.
but I still have some of my ideas are still, they hold true. There's just not, and I'll talk about those later in the interview.
Okay.
But, some, when I start talking about my painting, some of those ideas still hold true, but some of them have evolved past that. I don't
Okay.
have such a simplistic view of the universe. It's more complex.
Yes, we've dealt with the complex universe on this show before, which we won't even get into right now, and we have other shows coming up in the very near future that deal with the workings of the entire universe. But back to the art. So, since high school, where have you have you been in any galleries or things like
I've
that,
been
or
in a
art
few
shows? Have you?
galleries.
Wow, congratulations.
One, hold on here.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's always important to bring your notes, folks. I know I'd be lost without them.
Okay, so here.
But people have seen your art.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
So you've
well,
had,
one. Okay. Well, first off, I've shown my work at Sweet Perfection Tattoo and Gallery.
oh, cool.
that-
Cool. I've actually heard of that place.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I used to show my work there for a time.
Very
I've also
cool.
shown my work at, I forget the exact name of the show. It's the For something Gallery. It's right in Detroit. It's right near Wayne State.
Oh, okay. I
It,
think I know which gallery
yeah,
that is.
yeah.
Yes, I
and
do.
it
I've
was
actually been
the
there.
young something artists. It was basically they were doing artists that were about from age 20 all the way up to 40. It was
Okay,
that
yeah.
kind of range. And I was into that gallery.
It's a very cool place, by the way.
Yes, it is. Yes, they got a lot of fun things. A lot of
Is it still there?
yes, yes. It
Oh,
is.
okay. So if anyone wants to check that out, definitely visit it.
Yes,
Definitely
yes.
a cool place to check out some art. Well, let's see some of your examples. Can we let's check out the first one if we could. And you can give us a brief description.
Okay.
Now,
so,
tell us about this one.
Okay, so this one here, at the very bottom, you will notice a bunch of what I was planning to be people. So there's supposed to be people down here,
Okay.
and all these people are bowing down to television demigods.
Aha.
The television demigods have money bags in their hands. They have televisions for heads,
Very
and
cool.
they are smiling evilly, of course, because you're not going to smile non-evilly. They have up above their heads, they have sort of veins, tentacle-ish type things swirling upwards to the sky. Up, going from this point are the people's souls being swirled upward, powering the thing up there. Can we swear on the show?
No. Keep it clean.
Powering this big machine type thing
Okay.
with its teeth and its
So it's a scathing look at the at our media,
yes, yes.
at the
yes.
media giants, basically, who are
Yes.
trying to control us and
And
keep
I'm
us, make us sheeple, basically.
And I'm not against the TV itself.
Right,
The TV is a
right.
tool, really what's put on the TV, and even I watch the TV, and it's not that bad. It's just you have to kind of question what you're watching, especially
Well,
things
yeah.
like the news.
Well, of course.
You know, you have to find multiple views. That's the thing.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, so I'm kind
But
of.
we love this station. Well, let's check out another example. That's an amazing piece of artwork right there. It's just so deep and it has so many levels to it. It's the kind of thing you can look at. You know, you could stand there looking at that for an hour and not to take everything in. There's just so much going on, and it really makes you think. I just it's just absolutely incredible. Can we show another example on the screen? And you can tell us all about. Okay, what do we have here?
This one here. Okay, so what's going on with this? This is after the human race is gone. So
Wow.
at this period of time, humans have killed themselves off. Maybe they didn't kill themselves off. Maybe something else killed them. Maybe aliens came.
Okay.
Whoever knows what.
Right.
They're no longer here. However, super intelligent germs have ascended to the world or have evolved and are turning the human body remains into different machines.
Oh, cool.
So you can notice that there's a hand flying upward. That hand is powered by these creatures. These little germ type creatures have constructed kind of a spaceship out of a hand, attaching wings to it. It is taking off into space. The hand is going upward, blasting off from the arm, going up, going upward. There is another hand above there that is also flying. Also, these hands have like kind of masses of different stuff, to kind of like tentacles and
Right,
veins going
okay.
upward, and it's connected to an eyeball.
Oh yeah, I saw that's a
So,
striking
yep,
part
yep.
of the painting right
So
there.
I had a picture. They used to be these kind of creatures' heads. I'm not sure if I wanted them to be a biological entity or rather just all controlled by germs. It could be a little bit of both, kind of cyborgish.
Yeah, that's
But,
what I was thinking.
And they're shooting. This one's going this way. That one's going that way. But they each say different things. The one.
It would make a really, really cool sci-fi movie or even a sci-fi comic book or something. I mean, I thought about that immediately. Like, wow, this would really make an awesome, graphic novel
Mhm,
even.
mhm, mhm. Oh, and also there's little germs climbing up into the arm. So they're climbing upward. The hand is blasting offward, upward. Little lights all over the place. The one up here says bling blang. That the very top hand. The one kind of the mid range says oh snap, and the one at the end says why me, because it's being laser blasted by the hand above. So the one's going bling blang and shooting this laser beam down, destroying the other hand creature, who says, and then the one says oh snap, and then the one says why me.
Very cool, very cool. Let's move on to the next one, if we could, and if we have another example. Oh, here we go. Now, that's very striking.
And this was based off a figure painting class I had.
Oh, wow.
We had to
okay.
do something, and I just didn't want to draw the normal figure.
Well,
So I started to go off. I added robots,
I see something with teeth over to the right.
caves.
Yeah. That's,
This one's called Robots, Caves, and
robots,
something-
monsters, and caves.
Robots, Monsters, and Caves.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Okay.
So I got all sorts of fun things.
That's
Stalactites,
incredible.
robots, and
Let's
eyeballs.
check out another one if we can. I mean, this is just. Oh, okay.
Okay. So this one here.
It's like there's a battle going on of some
Yes.
kind.
Okay. So in this world, all the moons were held up by ropes. So all of the suns and the celestial bodies were all hung up by ropes in this world. One day, the sun went insane with power and started laser blasting the moons from the sky. So the sun starts laser blasting these moons from the sky. The poor moons fall into the ground and start bleeding all over the place. Because in this world, the moons were creatures too, and they had blood and organs and stuff in them as well. So the moons are dropping from the sky. They're just blowing up on the ground. And sun worshippers are taking care of them on Earth, finishing the job, laser blasting the moons. And this is kind of the reason I kind of did this, besides just being comical and funny, is the idea that we really don't know anything, and things that are perfect little world. It's almost like the Matrix. You don't really know
Yeah.
what is real, what is fake. You just assume that everything's going to be all right.
That's very true. Again, that painting could be the basis for a great sci-fi novel as well. I mean, just the imagination that it just my mind is officially blown. I mean, this is just incredible, incredible artwork. The stories behind it is just fascinating. I'm a huge sci-fi fan, and this is just amazing. And I can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing this with all of us. Let's check out another one if we can. Now, what is going on here?
Okay.
Now, again,
So,
incredible.
This one's called She's Going Down. Basically, the idea of this one is a three-headed dog, Subarus,
Okay.
who has human heads in this world for some reason, is biting a building. The hand creature, well, there's more hand creatures in this one that are trying to protect the city from Subarus. So the giant hand creature's flying upward, another arm's going this way. Things are flying this way, flying that way. There's a battle that are trying to destroy Subarus. Hands are flying, fists are going at it, and some of these fists have like guns attached to them and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Amazing. And the reason it's called She's Going Down is Subarus is laser blasting one of the fists.
Okay.
And just like a World War II pilot, he shouts,
Mhm.
"She's going down,"
Right,
as
right.
it crashes into the earth.
Amazing. Again, another one that would make an awesome sci-fi movie or novel, comic book, anything. Oh my goodness. Have you ever looked into that? Have you just
Actually,
making
I
comic books?
do. Well, I do want to make a movie.
Okay.
That's going to be called. Okay, I want to make a movie called Space Worms.
Space worms.
And it'll be
okay.
about giant worms from outer space. And I had a painting called Space Worms, but it's not here.
Okay. Okay.
But there's that one, and there's a couple of other movie ideas. I want to make a movie about a crazy artist who goes insane and starts killing people and turning them into artworks. And
I hope you don't start doing that now. let's pull up another one, shall we? Okay, what's going on here?
This one is a larger piece. I should have said the sizes before.
Oh, okay.
Most of the other ones were about 40 inches by 30.
Oh,
This one,
wow,
however,
okay.
is 60 inches by 40 inches, so it's a bit larger than the others.
It's very cool.
So this one is Exploding Sun Upon Futuristic Sky. This is one of the abstracts I did. It wasn't intentionally going to be an abstract, but then people were like, "Hey, stop working on it. It looks better here. Don't add anymore." So I'm like, "Okay, I won't." And so there's kind of like a supernova exploding, kind of asteroidish type-ish things are falling to the sky, falling that way, falling this way. Buildings are burning, and
Yeah, you can tell, and there's a lot going on there. I mean, it is very cool, and you can feel the tension and drama playing out in that one. I think your choice of colors was awesome in that one. I really think so. That's extremely cool. Now I notice a lot of these have like a very nihilistic end of the world kind of feel to them.
Yes, yes. I guess that's just what I think about.
All right. Let's check out another one before we run out of time.
Okay,
Oh, the
this
woman.
one
Interesting.
is a series of. This one's not really it's not really nihilistic. Really, this one's a different series I did about human oddities and
Oh, okay.
sideshow freaks. This is based off the
Ah.
mule-faced woman, who was a 1930s, 1940s sideshow freak. Who was it was quite interesting. I read a story about her for doing this kind of freak showish thing, and she didn't have green skin, but she
Okay.
did have that kind of mule-ish.
Oh wow! So she actually
She
did
actually
look
looked
like that.
Yeah, she looked like that, except for the blue
Amazing.
hair and the greenish. That was artistic
Hmm.
invention. And she also started to look like Judge Judy.
Oh.
But I did her, and it started like Mule-Faced Woman was based off of the Mule-Faced Woman from the past, who there was a newspaper clipping that was basically almost accusing her of making money off her deformities. And it's like, well, how else is she going to make
Yeah.
money?
What else is she gonna do? Okay.
I thought that was kind of ironic. They're kind of like, well, this woman shouldn't be using her deformities, and she should get a job, or
gotta do
something
something
like
like
that.
that,
And it's
yeah.
like, well, she's got to do something.
Yeah.
She's gotta-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go quickly through this next.
Okay.
Through the rest of them because we're quickly running out of time. So
Ah.
let's see what we have next.
Okay, this one's
Sideshow
the Sideshow
Smoker.
Smoker. This is based off another Sideshow freak. This one I saw. Actually, this one appears in what is that movie? It's an old movie, and it's called Freaks, the old movie from the 1930s.
I remember that. Yeah. I've
Yes,
seen
this is
that.
kind of an abstracted version of it, but this one was basically almost like in a chicken outfit. It seems they just dressed her up in this kind of chicken. She just looks pissed off, and she's smoking, and we don't really know what she's smoking, but she's smoking
Those
something,
things,
and
right.
and
So let's see what else we have.
this is another Sideshow freak.
Ah, it looks like
This-
Chewbacca kind of.
It does look a lot like Chewbacca, and I'm thinking this may be where they got Chewbacca from.
Hmm.
The whole because it does look a lot like Chewbacca. This is the lion-faced man. There's been other ones of these. There's been in America there was the dog-faced man, but
Right,
this is a
okay.
Russian guy, so he's the lion-faced man. His story was interesting. He was was a Russian sideshow freak, but he was very, despite his appearance, which some people at that time were basing looks on appearance, he was very intellectual and read all sorts of books and knew like 5 or 6 different languages. And his thing was being the almost like the educated
Well, freak. Basically.
freak, basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
pretty
People
much.
kind of throwing people's expectations off. I don't know if that was his doing or if his people decided to make him like that. But that's what he ended up being, which I thought was quite interesting for the
Very
time.
interesting.
And that's that one. There.
Okay, let's move along to the next one. Well,
This is based off another Sideshow freak. This one is
It's
from
very,
the Human Oddities Museum.
very bizarre.
I don't think this person lived very long, I must say. But yeah, based off of I think the 1930s or so. It was, they kept it. They have the person. Well, they're not alive, but they have the remains of the person in this
Right,
kind
they're
of
basically-
jug.
Right, they're pickled in a jar.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
in
formaldehyde.
the Sideshow freak, museum, Human Oddities Museum type thing. This one was just very bizarre, and that color there is the actual color.
Really?
And I don't know if that's partially because they put them in a jar and everything,
Right,
but
right.
that's the actual color that the picture shows. So
It could be an alien.
could be.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Let's see what we have next.
This is another.
Wow, look at that.
Sideshow- Yep, 2-headed skull.
So this was an actual thing. It looks
Yep.
like something out of a John Carpenter movie. Like
2-headed
it's a
skull.
thing.
That one actually exists. I don't really have that much to say about this one. It's just There's quite a few two-headed skulls, and I did a whole, this is part of the sideshow Human Oddities one, but I was investigating skulls, and there's a whole range of different skull sizes and weird stuff that could happen with a skull, giant skulls. I did a whole, I don't know if we'll get to that piece, but there's a whole thing I did about giant skulls and other weird.
The elongated skulls,
Yeah,
like
elongated
ancient
skulls.
Ancient Egyptians
Yep,
used to. Because
yep.
I'm into the whole UFO alien
Mhm,
phenomenon,
mhm.
and that's a big thing too, is the elongated alien skulls. And we are actually running out of time, but we are going to continue this segment for the next show.
Okay.
So we're actually going to make this a two-parter,
Okay.
so we can get to everything
Okay. Well, should I just talk about that stuff then?
when we come back.
Okay.
But yeah, Donald Lee, everyone. Tune in next week for part 2 of this exclusive interview and more examples of the artwork. And I'd just like to thank you for coming on the show. Your artwork is absolutely amazing. In the last minute for this segment, is there anything you'd like to promote? I see
sure,
you have a
sure.
T-shirt business
Well,
or something.
first I'll say about my
Okay, but we have a minute and a
Okay,
half.
a minute and a half. Okay, so on my website, all these are viewable on my website, which is followthedon.com. I sometimes call myself Follow the Don. It's one word, followthedon.com. Another one of my websites is willdrawyu.com. That one is, that website there is, I take like, I could draw anything you guys want, paint anything you want, kind of thing for money, of course, but, you know, I'll do it.
Of course.
Then this here is my shirt. This is, shirt we're doing, says Get Detroit on You. You can get these at getdetroitonyou.com. The U is you. It's not a.
Okay, so it's just the
not,
letter
it's just
U.
the letter U. Getdetroitonyou.com.
Okay,
Um,
and we'll have this all on the screen for people and on the website as well. Well,
oh, and they're all made in Detroit, and I'm the designer, but they're all made in Detroit.
all right. Well, Donald Lee, thanks for joining us. Take care, and we're going to actually say goodnight for this segment, folks. Tune in next week for part 2 of our interview with Donald Lee. We're going to see more of his art and get more insight. And don't forget to keep checking the website and the Facebook for personal appearances. Like I said, I have them coming up at the Bench Pub on 5 Mile in Livonia. Come out and say hi to me and Xander, my alien sidekick, where we'll have lots of giveaways and we're going to have a great time. Well, we'll be back next week with more Madcap Mayhem and broadcast journalism. This is Weekly Entertainment. We break the news so you don't have to. Good night. Well, thanks a lot.
All right, that was pretty good.
We're not done yet. Hey, Roger, can we go for a little bit more for the next show? Because we really didn't.
Yes, ma'am, I have to be clear.
Okay. Oh,
Okay. How much more you want?
how many more pictures was there? Do you think?
Oh,